Hello, how's it going? My name is Justin Abel. I am a producer and mixer out of the Portland, Oregon area, and today we are here with STL Tones to start a brand new series. So let's get into it. So what we're doing is we're starting a brand new series that will be released once a month, where you and I explore the Control Hub platform and go through different elements of different productions and different mixes that I've worked on. So today is going to be all about drums. We're going to start from completely scratch, no plugins on drums, and build it up to a full mix and hopefully beat what I had before with a lot of plugins. And we're going to try to mostly only use Control Hub. I might pull up other plugins and stuff. We'll get into all of that. But we're just going to make it kind of a collaborative and a fun way to kind of look at the plugin. So today we're using a song by an artist called Hi, I'm CJ, and the song is called Spaceships. Okay, so let's dive in. So this is the session. As you can see, very normal looking drums. I have already cut the toms. They're real tom mics, but I just cut out all of the bleed. This is exactly what drums look like when I start mixing, after I mix prep. So we have our drums all feeding into a stereo drum folder, which is basically just a stereo aux, which that is feeding into our instrument bus, which all of our instrument stems are feeding into as well, and then into our mix bus. Down here, I have the original mix as well, which we'll A, B and stuff, and we'll see how close we got, and maybe we beat what I did before. So that is the basic layout. I will play you the original mix right now, just so you guys can get a taste of what the song is. We'll start just partway through the first verse.
They can find us in the stars. Can you imagine what could happen? It's a volatile reaction, some contraption like the future in the past tense. Watch the past bins wanna be us 'cause we're magic. Yeah, we're magic. I can see you in your spaceship. We can race.
So, super fun song. I love the songwriting on this. I love the production. It's very, very shiny. I like the attack that we have on the drums. The drums sound kind of aggressive for the genre, in my opinion, which I really like. We wanted that slappy, in-your-face, really modern drum sound. So, so we're gonna switch over to listening to the actual drums right now, and these are completely raw. So we'll just listen to them in the mix. They're gonna be kind of quiet and raw sounding, but. So they sound good. I have a kick trigger and a snare trigger already printed. Those are just from the production session, which I think I ended up using them in the mix as well, because we liked the sound that we got, and so we went with it. So we'll talk about the samples more later. And the kick mics and the snare mics, I actually have already gated. I use this gate almost exclusively. It's the Oxford gate. It is just an awesome plugin, but if you've used it ever, you will know that it is a CPU hog, especially when you're getting into, 100+ track mixes. So I've already printed those down, so we don't have any funny business going on with gates. So first things first, the way that I mix is a top-down approach, and so I always have, things on my mix bus things on my instrumental bus, and then also things on my drum bus. So I'm always mixing into a couple different layers of saturation and compression and EQ and stuff like that. So the first thing I want to do is open up a Control Hub instance on my drum bus and just kind of get like a general drum bus sound going. I know that I really like to add top end, some bottom end, and some snare fundamental, just to give the drums like overall a good starting point. I also like to use a distressor on drums, on drum bus, because I like the front and you can get it really slappy sounding and stuff. So we might go kind of hard on the drum bus just to see how far we can get without doing anything. I'm actually going to turn on the triggers for this as well. We're going to open up Jeff Giuliano. Let's see what we can do. So I really already like what that's doing. It's kind of doing the moves that I was describing, and you can see that the compressor is a 33609. It's adding like a really nice front to the drums, like a nice attack and stuff, and so it's doing some work for us before we even start going into the individual mics. So really like that. But I know that I want to hear like a little bit more drive and distortion on this. So let's open up. I really like some of these Mark Lewis presets. I like that a lot. Okay, so just so that we're all on the same page, I'm running the Jeff Giuliano, which is a little bit cleaner, a lot cleaner, into another instance of the Mark Lewis to do kind of like a parallel compression and distortion. Sounds awesome. So now I want to go into the Jeff Giuliano and we're going to go to the pre-EQ and kind of exaggerate those moves that I was talking about, because I could still feel like you can have a little bit more snare fundamental. Right about right there. Maybe just a little low end, and then we're also gonna add just a little bit of sheen. Quick little pro tip with this plugin is if you right click on the graphical EQ and drag, you can change through all of the cues, which is a great feature, makes this plugin really quick. So I'm feeling good about that. It's pretty extreme, but kind of an extreme guy when I'm mixing, and so I kind of like it. We're just gonna go with it for now, and we can always go back and tweak it. So kick in. This kick in mic is a Shure Beta 91, the little pancake guy. I'm moving that EQ point down a little bit. I really like the kind of knocky nature of drums, and like gonna try to shift the attack of the kick downward a little bit instead of being really ticky. But I really like that as a starting point. I want there to be more drive on the kick again, kind of like how I did on the drum bus. So I'm actually just gonna copy another instance. Let's see. Maybe we'll go into the Destroyer pack. This is traces of a decapitator, as you can see. Ooh. You know, sometimes you just kind of keep scrolling through these presets because the plugin works great. You can just scroll through seamlessly a bunch of presets. This sounds awesome on this kick. There's obviously this thing. Tons of attitude and tons of personality. It actually makes it sound a little bit more like a sample, which I like. So I might just move on from that. Sounds great to me. Okay. Next mic is a D6. I actually saw that there was a a preset that was for 91. Ooh. Shit. Let's just copy that over right now to our sub kick. But we're still on the D6. Dang, I love this. This mic was probably an Audio-Technica 4050, I think. I really like that as a kick-out mic. It's either that or a Blue Kiwi. So it's not actually a sub-kick. I mean, come on, that sounds awesome. With this mic, I always like to bring in a little bit more presence, though, because the attack sounds cool. So yeah, I think that that's sounding awesome and finished. Let's just hear all of these together. Let's just bypass all these. Wow, cool. It's freaking tight. Let's add in this kick trigger. So yeah, it's just a one shot. It's not supposed to sound real. It's kind of the point, but this is a sample I made. That's definitely my bass drum and my rim. Cool. We're just gonna leave it like that for now. I might do a little bit of filtering on that, just using the master EQ without any without a profile on it. There's that thing that's annoying me. You can also go into these bands and solo frequencies, similar to like Pro Q or a lot of other plugins, which is handy. Cool. I like that for now. Moving on. That sample's already processed really heavily. Cool. Let's do the snare. And who do we want? Let's try machine. Haven't done any of that. Awesome. I feel like that bottom snare might be great for my bottom snare, so I'm just going to copy that preset over. Let's see. Mark Lewis has a bunch of drum stuff. I've been really liking it so far. Dang. Okay. I really like how this first preset sounds. Scooping it out a little bit and adding a lot of that fundamental. I mean, that is a wild transformation, isn't it? Hear that ring? Yeah, I don't want that. Yeah, that sounds great. I know that I want a little bit more drive to it, which usually I'll use CQ for. I mean, come on, it's great. Just turn it all the way up. Let's just go with that for now. Snare bottom, which is already the machine one. Sounding cool. I mean, come on. It's all happening in so few plugins. It's I mean, come on, that's freaking tight. Okay, let's see. Snare sample. This snare sample is super, super blown out sounding too. So that's definitely a sample I have made too. That's the same snare that we tracked, except it's obviously lower. But yeah, I really liked it for just like the guts it added to the overall sound. So I'm actually gonna copy over again the control hub from the kick that doesn't have any preset on it. So it's just clean. And we're just gonna do a little bit of EQing to it. We don't need that. Maybe a little bit more fundamental. And we can scoop out some lows too. And maybe it's a pop song, so we want everything bright and crispy. Nice. Let's hear the kick with it. Okay, time to add in some ambience, some overheads and stuff. I also, I always put plugins a couple inserts down, just in case I need to throw like an EQ or something in front of the main plugins I'm doing heavy lifting with. So that's why it's always on the third insert. It's just kind of habit at this point. Okay, oops. Let's go into the Neil Avron. Yeah, there's a bunch of overhead presets. Wow. There's like so much happening. There's so much happening that I love. Yeah, nice color, tapey, smoothing out the high end, and it's crunching up in a really cool way. Okay, so now I'm hearing that our bus stuff is a little bit heavy. Oops, didn't mean to open that. Yeah, we just need to back off this compressor a little bit. There we go. Still can't believe it's only 2 plugins on the drum bus. That's sounding good to me. A little bit of mud that doesn't need to be in there. Cool, that mix is working a little bit better. The low end was getting a little crazy. Okay, batter. This mic is a 57 on the inside batter head of the bass drum, pointing toward the snare kind of. And so sometimes I'll use this mic as a way to add an interesting kick or a click attack to the front of the bass drum. Other times I'll use it as a room mic, which in this case, I did use it as a room mic in this mix. Which usually what I would do is I'd put it through some sort of amp sim and like just dirty it up and just make it crazy blown up. And then just kind of like sneak it in underneath. So we're actually going to use Tone Hub because usually I'll use like a Sans amp or like a Dark Glass, what is it called? A B7K or whatever. So let's see. I'm pretty sure that there's some traces of the Dark Glass pedal in here. Yeah, there's a bunch. Check that out. Oh, here's without a plugin. So yeah, it kind of sounds like what you would expect it to sound like, I suppose. Not very impressive. Okay, so those are all too much. Oh, here we go. I love that. But you hear, I'm sure you guys are all hearing and cringing at that. Duh, there's like this ringing noise. It's brutal. So we're just going to open up a control hub. There it is, right there. You can see it. Way better. Yeah, we don't really need any low end in this. Just gonna be a good way to add some length to the drums. Love it. It sounds great. Moving on. This mic is a 57 that's in the corner, the top corner of the room. So it's like 12 feet up in a corner, facing away from the drums. So it's just crushed with an 1176 on the way in. Lots of personality, which again, I don't think that we need a preset on this because it already is a lot happening. You can hear that it's like already pretty distorted and stuff from the 1176. Yeah, so just cleaning it up a little bit. It's just stuff that I'll like automate up during fills and stuff. Then these are a pair of stereo condenser mics for the room, which these are uncompressed at this moment. So let's go in. I really have been liking the Mark Lewis stuff. Let's see. Let's go to Jeff Giuliano. I haven't looked in here. Do these have any? Haven't gone into the Atrium one yet. Here's drum bus smash. Oh, let's go. So yeah, there's obviously some resonances happening. Wow, sounds awesome. It's a little harsh. So we'll cut out some stuff right here. Yeah, and I'm totally okay with it being a little dark. Man, I am loving how this is coming out. Here's far room mics, which are ribbon mics. Which, let's see. These don't need to be as blown out. Ooh, I like that. Ooh, it's like already in time. I'm like, it doesn't have to be as blown out, and then proceeds to blow them out. Yeah, you feel how that compression is responding like perfectly in time with the beat. I love that. Yeah, like I said, it's a pop song. So it's like you making these real drums, kind of respond in an electronic way is cool. Yeah, I'm really happy with that. Wow. Okay, I think that's sounding really good. We still need to do the toms, so let's tackle the toms really quick, which there's a sick fill in the third chorus. It's really the only times the toms happen. It's the only time the rack tom happens. So this is what it sounds like. It's just, yeah, I love that fill. Every time I hear it, it makes me smile. It's one of those things that, like, when we were working on the song and came up with that fill, it was the whole room lit up, and it was like, that is hilarious and too much in a great way. So, yeah, it just makes me smile. just check out some stuff. So that's without anything. That's just raw. Sounds okay. Let's see. Ooh. I like this second preset. I'm going to do a little bit of the pre-EQ. Just taking down that fundamental a little bit. It's a little hot. Really like how that sounds. Usually something I'll do on toms as well is open up Saturn. And I made this preset that is just warm tape all the way across, just everything's turned down. It just adds like a really nice crunch to the top end of it. Let's hear that in context. Yeah, heck yeah. Let's copy both of those plugins down to the floor tom. Yep. Just gonna have to move a couple EQ points. Okay, let's hear that context. Okay, sounding awesome. Let's just, again, let's listen to everything with Control Hub in, or all of the plugins in, and then everything out. And let's just see how far we got. So obviously we're getting a ton of volume added, so it's not completely fair. I'm sorry, I apologize. But the fact that the most plugins on a track, including the gates that are printed down, it's 3, blows my mind. Because usually for a bass drum, for this mic, I'll get into the 8 plugin category. To get something, honestly, that kind of just resembles that. So this makes me freaking stoked. Really fast, I want to dial in some of this parallel compression and drum excitement. I actually don't need this end. So yeah, you can see this top row is being sent to this aux, and the bottom row is being sent to this second one. So first things first, this drum compression, really what I'm looking for is just like smack, like an exaggerated smack on the drums, like a really great attack, just to be able to blend in. Let's go into... go through some of these. probably turn down the sends going into that. It's a little hot. Oh no, it's just the output of this. That's adding so much attack to the snare. I really like it. That's one reason I really like having a limiter on here. Is just, you know, if it's going over a little bit, maybe you like the sound of it, and if you don't want to see those yellow lights, pop in the limiter. It'll just shave off the top of that transient a little bit, and it feels great. It feels awesome. Okay, and then this drum excite. This is, I'll usually do like a scooped EQ with, again, like just an exaggerated different sounding compression. So let's see. I remember this was cool. Like that sounds pretty cool. Let's go into. So yeah, just really scooped and hyped.
Swinging on a trapeze, made of light beams, doesn't matter if we fall. Can see you in your spaceship, we can race.
Awesome. Definitely adding a really cool extra 5 or 10%. Now, let's compare this mix to the original mix. I already know the drums are a little loud, so let's go ahead and turn those down a little bit. All right, and now I'm gonna flip in between these mixes.
Can you imagine what could happen? It's a volatile reaction, some contraption like the future in the past tense. Watch the past bins, wanna be us 'cause we're magic. Yeah, we're magic. I can see you in your spaceship. We can race it round our made-up constellation.
Okay, so that is a surprising result. There are so few plugins, and I think I might prefer that to my original mix, honestly. The top end sounds really good and crispy, but not harsh. I'm not even using Soothe on anything, which I normally do on overheads and rooms. I just don't really feel like I need that right now. So yeah, I'm just blown away. There's so few plugins happening, and it really excites me because isn't that the point? The point is not to stack a bunch of plugins and make yourself feel fancy or justified for the amount of plugins that you have. It's to finish songs and to convey emotion. And so, yeah, I see this plugin helping me a lot, just getting to a result even faster, and using less complicated ways of doing things for the same result. So thank you again for joining me for the first episode of this new series. Definitely make sure you're liking and subscribing to STL Tones, the YouTube channel, just to make sure you don't miss out on the next one. Drop a comment below if you have any ideas for what you want to see me work on next, and we'll definitely be hitting them in the coming months. So thanks again. I appreciate your time, and look forward to seeing you next month.